Hey guys, welcome to Slacker Gaming, where all slackers can game. If you're not already a part of the community, then hit the red subscribe button to be a part of Slacker Nation. I wanted to create you guys an episode where we go over simulating the 2020 season. This is the most up-to-date rosters that are on the game, and I'm going to take them up and simulate them to the end so that we can find out who wins awards, who wins the World Series, and all that type of stuff. So if you want to watch that, stick around. To show you that I do have the most updated rosters, Marcell Ozuna is on the Braves, so he's already on the team, already ready to get to work. So definitely the most updated rosters. These rosters were updated on the 24th. Right now I'm recording this on the 25th. I think I'm going to be releasing it maybe a couple days later. Pretty up to date at this point. What we're going to do is we're going to start the season. We're going to start a brand new franchise and use the rosters that we just got. It doesn't really matter who we pick. We're just going to pick Kansas City because that's who I normally always pick. Keep this stuff off. Good. So we're ready to go into the season. We're just going to auto-manage all of this. We're going to let it completely sim everything through. Let's start in spring training. That's fine by me. Not going to worry really about anything. We're just going to sim all the way through and see what happens in the end. See who wins the award. I think it'd be cool to see who goes to the World Series, who goes to just the little stuff. So let's go ahead, sim regular season. Royals not starting very well. Yikes, they're what, 0-9? 1-9? All right, so we're at the draft and looking at the standings. The Twins are 41-18. Not sure that's exactly how it's going to be in real life, but they're 41-18. Indians 36-24. The Rays are 40-20. Yankees 37-24, so Yankees not leading the division right now. Diamondbacks for the wild card 37-25 for the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks 35-27. Cubs are 40-19. Wow, the Cubs are 40-19. Reds 33-27. I thought this would honestly be higher. I like the Reds. I think the Reds are going to be a postseason team this year in 2020. Nationals are 28-22. 31-30 from the Phillies. So that's what we're looking at through draft day. All right, so let's go to the All-Star week, see who's all on the All-Star team, see if that's who I actually think will be in there on 2020. I just think it's fun to do stuff kind of ahead of time to see, like, predictions wise, what does MLB 2019 think that is going to happen in the 2020 season, because these rosters are updated and most likely will be really close to the actual rosters released on the start of MLB 20. So this is going to be kind of pretty much spot on what 2020 is going to look like. So let's go ahead and look at the All-Star teams. All-Star voting. Blake Snell right now is 12-2 with a 2.6 ERA, killing it. Garrett Cole 11-4, 2.67 with the Yankees. Ryu even doing well on the Blue Jays, 2.24 for him on an ERA. He's only 7-8. Verlander 8-3 on the 2.92. Carrasco 2.82 with 10-3 and down forward there. Going to the closers, Brad Hand 1.74 ERA. He's killing it. Guess we have to look and see how many saves. 27 saves for him. Colomb 22 saves. 2.73 and 24 saves for Chapman. Osuna 2.10 ERA and 17 saves for him. Catcher Mitch Garver leading the way, 271 for him, 18 bombs. Gary Sanchez also 18 bombs, 49 RBIs, 267. Perez down in third with 15 bombs and 253. First baseman Encarnacion still killing it, 292 from him, 20 bombs, 18 bombs from Abreu, 292. And Trumbo, 288 with 20 bombs for him. Arez leading the second baseman is at 309. Luis Arez must be a prospect for the Twins. The Twins are looking really good. The Twins got a lot of good prospects, and their team's really good right now. So looking good for them. 309 hitting for him. 299 for Altuve, and Hernandez hitting at 267. DJ LeMahieu, 295 for the Yankees. Alex Bregman leading the third baseman, voting at 285 average, 26 bombs for him, even though Anthony Rendon has better stats completely overall. 299 average, 70 RBIs, 26 bombs for him. And then Moncada, who I think is going to be one of these standout guys this year. I think he's going to kill it. He did last year. He was really good last year. This year, I think he's going to kill it as well. 20 bombs for him at 285. Shortstops, Lindor leading the way at 265 average, 20 bombs, 49 RBIs. And then Xander Bogaerts hitting 311 right now, 17 bombs, 57 RBIs for him. And then Polanco, 15 home runs, 56 RBIs, and only hitting 266. Left field, Alvarez leading this. I could see this. I could definitely see this. 25 bombs for him, 78 RBIs. I think he is leading the majors in RBIs at 78, hitting 285. Brantley down here hitting 336, blazing right now, 15 homers, 52 RBIs. And JD Martinez, who might get traded, we're not sure, is hitting 20 bombs, 268 with the Red Sox. Going to the center field, obviously Mike Trout in there, 267, low year for him. I'm not sure this is really realistic, but you never know what he's going to do. 267 is what he's hitting now. I'm honestly not sure about this guy, but for some reason he rakes every year in MLB 19. I don't know if the game loves him or if he's actually really this good. I don't really remember him being this outstandish, and he's like this every single year in MLB 19, hitting 305, 19 bombs. Malik Smith 305 as well with those 16 steals. Going over to the right fielder, Austin Meadows leading that at 298 average, 26 bombs, 72 RBIs. Nelson Cruz having another great year, 28 bombs, 68 RBIs, 311 average. And Jose Martinez with the Tampa Bay Rays hitting 325, 17 bombs, 60 RBIs for him. Going over to the National League, Miles Mikolas, 13-3, 180 ERA. That's crazy good, but it could happen on that St. Louis team. Walker Buehler having another great year, 185 ERA, 120 strikeouts already. That's crazy. He's 11-1. Mike Leake 10-2, 199 ERA. Luis Castillo on the Reds, I could see him having a great year, 9-3, 214 ERA. And then Jose Quintana for the Cubs, 12-3 with a 2.49 ERA. Going over to this closing pitchers, Sean Doolittle looks like he's got a 1.91 ERA, 32 saves already. Iglesias 253 with 28 saves for him. And then Stinkrider, I think is how you say his name, 203 ERA, 22 saves for him. And then Jansen right down here at 276, 24 saves for him. Catchers, Contreras leading the way, 272 average, 20 bombs for him. Real Muto only has 9 bombs, 306 average though, so he's hitting for that average, but not so much in the home run category. Narvaez hitting 15 bombs at 278. Going to the first baseman, looks like Joey Votto is injured, but he's hitting 366. That's completely crazy. I don't think that'll happen in real life. I don't see him hitting anything really above the threes after last year's kind of down year. I don't think he's going to have a lot more great years, but right now 19 bombs, 52 RBIs, 366 average. Josh Bell, who I expect to have a very good season, has 20 bombs, 47 RBIs. I don't see the stolen bases happening at 11, but he's hitting 292. Zimmerman 309, killing it, 14 RBIs. Second base, Howie Kendrick 313. That's huge for the Washington Nationals in 313. Colton Wong 356. You got to be kidding me. Don't see that happening in real life. I mean, Colton Wong's good. I mean, he's not a bad player, but 356 out of his mind. Mike Moustakas hitting 263, 16 bombs. Max Muncy 304 for him with 13 home runs. Chris Bryant and the third baseman leading 17 home runs, 290 average for Arenado, and 291 average for Jonathan Villar. Shortstops, Trey Turner, 31 stolen bases already, 297 average for him. Freddie Galvis, 289 average, 19 bombs, so he's having a great year for the Reds. And then Baez coming in at 260 average, 16 bombs and 39 RBIs. Left field is Jay Bruce with the Phillies, having a great year, hitting 267, which isn't great, but the 19 bombs is 11 bombs for obviously Al Garcia. He's hitting 336, so huge average for him. And then the newly acquired Marcell Ozuna for the Braves, hitting 17 bombs and currently hitting 278. Center field, Jason Hayward going to lead this one, 315 average. I could definitely see that happening for him, as last year he had a pretty decent year starting off. He kind of sizzled out at the end. But Ketel Marte, 230 average for him, 16 bombs. And then Starling Marte, 10 bombs, 19 stolen bases, and hitting .261. Right field's going to be led by Cody Bellinger, getting more votes than Yelich. He's hit 28 bombs so far, .291 average. Yelich at .289 average with 17 bombs. And then Bryce Harper, 17 bombs, .296 average. And then Castellanos down here with 22 bombs and .273. So that is what it looks like for our All-Star voting. So we're going to go sim through the All-Star voting and get down to the nitty-gritty in the end and see who makes the playoffs and how the playoffs are going to turn out. So a huge trade happened. The Phillies acquire Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I don't see this happening in real life, especially for what they gave up, but I'm going to let it slide for now. We don't know. We never know what's going to actually happen when the season starts, so we'll say it happened and go from there. Also, the Angels get Kluber from the Rangers. Mondesi traded to the Diamondbacks. Oh, and Merrifield to the Cubs now. That's the regular season. Let's go ahead and start off with the awards first, and then I will show you who is going to be in the playoffs. So, awards: Alex Bregman wins the AL MVP. He hit .279, 46 bombs, 130 RBIs, which is absolutely crazy. Going over to the Cy Young, Garrett Cole, 21-7, .276 ERA, 268 strikeouts, crazy. Going over to see who gets the batting title, Nelson Cruz, 327, 49 bombs, 116 RBIs for him, so he had a great season as well. Reliever of the year is Chapman with 46 saves, 1.75 ERA on 68 strikeouts. Rookie of the year goes to Yordan Alvarez. Obviously, he's not going to be the rookie of the year next year, just because he, was a rookie this year, so that's kind of misleading, but Yordan Alvarez got it this year with 43 bombs and 121 RBIs. Hank Aaron Award goes to Nelson Cruz as well, having that great season. Gold Glove goes to David Price for the pitcher. Gary Sanchez for the catcher. Choi gets it for first baseman. LeMahieu, second baseman. Third baseman is Chapman. Shortstop is Lindor. Left field is Brantley. Center field is Mercado. And right field is Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has won it so many years in a row now, it's not even funny. Silver Slugger, DH, goes to Nelson Cruz, of course. Mitch Garver gets it for the catchers. Matt Olson, first base. LeMahieu, second base. Third base, Alex Bregman. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Outfield goes to Austin Meadows. And then Mike Trout and Puig gets it as well. So, that's the AL. Going over to the NL, Nick Castellanos is winning the MVP. Did not see that coming. He had a great year, crazy year, 306 average, 42 home runs, 130 RBIs. For him, Luis Castillo getting the Cy Young at 15-8 record. That's not that great of a record, but the ERA at 2.70 and strikeouts at 289 for him. Batting title goes to Joey Votto, 348. Still don't see that happening, but, it's a sim. 348 average, 33 home runs, 96 RBIs. Reliever of the year is Sean Doolittle, 55 saves for him. 1.9 ERA, 77 strikeouts. He had 4 blown saves. 55 saves is absolutely crazy to look at. Pete Alonso winning the Rookie of the Year, which he did, and I think Alvarez won it on the other side, so I think it was pretty realistic as far as who won Rookie of the Year awards. Hank Aaron Award goes to Cody Bellinger, 303 average, 51 bombs, and 111 RBIs. Gold Glove goes to Mikolas at pitcher. Real Muto gets it for the catcher. Freddie Freeman, first base. Second base goes to Colton Wong. Third base goes to Camargo. Shortstop, Rojas. Pham gets it for left field. McCutchen for center field. And Brian Anderson on the right field. Silver Slugger for the pitcher is Walker Buehler getting that one. Wilson Contreras for catcher. Freddie Freeman for first base. Mike Moustakas second base. Third base, Suarez. Freddie Galvis at shortstop. Cody Bellinger for the outfield. Nick Castellanos for the outfield, and Juan Soto for the outfield. A bunch of middle infielders for the Reds got a bunch of Silver Slugger awards, so I'm honestly thinking that the Reds made it to the playoffs, but let's go over and find out who made the playoffs. Starting out, looks like in the AL Central, the Indians and the Twins both made it to the playoffs. 102 wins for the Indians. Crazy good for the Indians. Don't expect them to be that good in real life, but that's what they have. 102 wins in this season. Astros finished with 106 out of the AL West. Wild card Yankees end up getting it with 103 wins, so they don't even win their own division. Let's see who won the division. The Rays with 105 wins. That's crazy. I think the Rays are good. I think the Rays are definitely good and could definitely make a playoff push, but 105 wins is a lot. So let's go over to the NL and see how they're doing over there. Nationals getting 97 wins and a playoff berth. Reds in with 103 wins. I don't think that's over. I think 100 wins is what the Reds are going to get this year. The Cubs 100 wins. I think that's a little too high, but 100 wins for the Cubs, 103 wins for the Reds. National League West, the Rockies making it in with 96 wins. 95 wins for the Dodgers. I'm surprised this isn't more. And then the wild card again is the Cubs and the Dodgers. So now that we know who's in the playoff, let's figure out who's going to win it all. Before we go through this, go ahead and comment down below on who you think is going to win the real 2020 MLB season. Not necessarily who's in the playoffs, not necessarily who's right in front of you now on the screen, but pick who you think or who you want to win it all this year in 2020. The Cubs win the play-in game versus the Dodgers in the wild card. The other side between Minnesota and New York Yankees is going to the Yankees, so the playoffs are set for the ALDS. We got Cleveland versus Tampa Bay, New York Yankees versus Houston, Colorado versus Washington, and Chicago Cubs versus Cincinnati. Chicago 1-2-0 in Washington, 2-0 up in Cleveland right now, 3-0 Washington. Washington takes the series, so they moving on. Houston up 2-1 on the Yankees. Cleveland up 2-1 on Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati loses to Chicago. So the NL side has already picked Washington versus Chicago. Now we go to the other side where Cleveland, Tampa Bay, and the Yankees and Houston are both locked up. Tampa Bay winning Game 3, moving on, and Houston beating out the Yankees. So we got Tampa Bay versus Houston, Washington versus the Cubs. So Washington takes a 3-1 lead, Tampa Bay 2-1, Tampa Bay 2, Houston 2, Washington beating the Cubs, so they're in the World Series again, 4-1 against the Cubs. Tampa Bay and Houston finding out who's going to represent that AL side, and it's going to be Houston. So basically a matchup of last year, Houston and Washington. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think Houston is going to be in the ALCS. Honestly, I don't see them with everything that's happening. I don't see them making it past ALDS, but this is what the game's got. Houston and Washington, 7 games. Let's go ahead and sim through, see what we get. Houston wins game 1. Houston wins game 2. Washington game 3. Houston game 4. So we got basically the next, if Houston wins another game, they win the World Series. Washington's got a little bit of catching up to do. And just like that, the Houston Astros have defeated the Nationals in the 2020 World Series. We're going to switch that to a 2020. In the World Series. So Houston winning it all. Let's go back over and find out who won the World Series MVP, and it was George Springer hitting .526. That's absolutely crazy. 3 bombs and 8 RBIs. And then he was also the postseason MVP. On the National League side, Juan Soto got the postseason MVP for .304 average. So just crazy to see how everything shaped out, and the Houston Astros are going to be your 2020 simulation in MLB 19. They're going to be your world champions next year. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you comment down below on who you think is going to win the 2020 World Series, who you want to win the 2020 World Series. I'm interested to find out who everyone thinks is going to actually win it this year. MLB 20 comes out in about a month, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of sim through and see who MLB thinks is going to win 2020 before the MLB 20 game comes out. If you want to watch some MLB 20 content, make sure you hit the red subscribe button, because I will be bringing lots of MLB 20 content to you. Until next time, Slacker out.